Today I'm going to show you how to stop eating on autopilot using the same 60-second exercise that we've used at the fitness project to transform how our clients approach food forever. Now today what I want to share with you is a simple framework and a simple demonstration that will really help you transform your relationship with food forever. And the key here is this has to be a practice. So what I would encourage you to do right now is to grab a snack, grab a piece of food, or if you're eating your meal while you're listening and watching this, you're in the perfect spot. Now to do this and demonstrate for myself, I am going to use this Charleston chew. I'm going to show you mindful eating using this little treat, my brother's favorite candy bar growing up, to show you how you can approach food and change the way that you're thinking about nutrition in every chapter or any situation in your life. Now, the reason why this is going to work is because we're going to shift from, let's say, a mindless eating approach to a mindful eating approach. Now, most of our eating habits, when it comes to how we approach food, is typically mindless. We think, oh, I'm hungry, I want something, or I'm feeling bored, and we eat. And what we need to do in order to change that is we have to start becoming aware. We have to become aware of the situation we're in, what's happening in our body, what's happening in our mind, and also aware of the food itself. Oftentimes we will sit and we'll eat and we'll eat and we'll eat, and before you know it, the food's gone. We never really paid attention. And so you can think of this exercise as a way to train your attention and train yourself to become more aware of why you're eating. And that last part's really important because oftentimes the reason why we eat has nothing to do with what our body needs. Most people think they eat because they're hungry, and that's because they haven't learned how to separate physical hunger from emotional hunger. And so physical hunger is something that, hey, our body's telling us it's needing nutrition, it's needing fuel. Maybe we're feeling a little lightheaded. Maybe we're feeling a little sick to our stomach because we haven't eaten in a while. Usually when we're physically hungry, we crave a meal. We crave something that's whole. We crave something that has more micronutrients. If you pay attention to what you're craving when you're physically hungry, you'll see that it's less urgent, right? It kind of builds and builds and builds over a few hours. And you're like, okay, I really need to eat something. Versus emotional hunger is urgent. Like, oh my God, I need a snack. Typically, there's certain emotions that trigger us to eat. If you're thinking of emotional hunger, maybe that's you're stressed at the end of a long day. Maybe you're feeling bored, you're feeling fatigued, like just kind of like really low energy. And you're like, oh, I just want something to kind of add some spice to the day, or I want something that makes me feel comfortable. Maybe we're eating for a sense of connection, right? We go out with some business colleagues or we go out to a party and we're like, you know what, there's food around. I kind of feel a little uncomfortable right now, I'm going to eat. Or there's food around and I want to keep this party going, so I eat. Whatever the reason, we have to start to pay attention to the emotional side of food. And this demonstration is going to help you do that. And so again, what I want to do is I want to start practicing building awareness. And this is where the exercise starts. So the first step of this 4-part framework for building awareness is to tune into our body first. And so while you're listening and engaging, what I would encourage you to do is start tuning into your body. Your body is an intelligent machine. It's going to tell you what you're thinking and what you're feeling before you even become aware of it. And so in an eating situation, right, let's just imagine that this is me at dinner. This is me on the couch. I have my food here. Before I even think about the food, I want to tune into me. So what I would invite you to do, if you want to, you can close your eyes with me, or you can just start to bring your awareness to your body. But I want you to take a deep breath in and breathe out. And just pay attention to what's happening in your body. Do you notice any tightness in your shoulders? Do you notice any tenseness in your body at all? Is it maybe feeling a little hot? Maybe feeling restless in your body? Maybe if you tune in your body with a deep breath, you breathe out, you can just feel your body for a moment. Just notice what you feel. Again, just build that awareness. And what I might ask you is, what do you notice? What do you notice about your body in this moment? I was bringing a client through the same exercise. You can open your eyes if you want, or if you feel so good, you can keep them closed and keep breathing. But I was bringing a client through this exercise of the day, and her biggest challenge was that she would get to a bar and she would overeat or have too many drinks. And so walking through this exercise, I put her at the bar and I said, okay, I just want you to breathe in your body and notice what you feel. Before you think of eating, before you think of drinking, like, what do you notice? And she's like, oh, I feel really tense in like my stomach and my hips. I feel really tense in my shoulders. Okay, awesome. Again, we're just bringing awareness. So next time you're eating, next time you start to approach food, what I want you to do is just bring your awareness to you for a second. What's great is you can do this around a bunch of people. You can bring this awareness at any time. And I will give you this as a key. If you notice that you're really tense, just keep breathing. Tooth of the nose and breathe out. When you breathe, your body will go into a more calm state. So again, continue to use your breath to modulate yourself down. You're feeling tense. But again, next time you're eating, next time you're approaching food, next time you want to be more intentional, just notice what's happening in your body. Now, the second thing I want you to do, second step of this, is to notice your environment. And so if you want, you can put down the phone, or you can keep looking at me. Maybe you can look at something in my environment. That's totally fine. But I want you to pay attention to the environment you're in. So if you want, again, if you want to look at my environment, you totally can. You can look at, hey, what kind of books does Brian have on the bookshelf? Maybe there's something going on in my hair that I don't know about. Or you can just zoom out and look at your environment. I want you to see what you see and notice what you notice. What do you notice that's happening around you? So again, maybe you're feeling this way. Notice your body and notice the environment you're in. We want to start to become aware of what's happening around us. So maybe you can see people. Maybe you're in a social situation. You can start to notice people around you. One of the easiest ways to get out of social anxiety, by the way, is to focus on another person. So ask them a great question, because it takes the focus off you, helps you focus on them. But again, in this moment, just notice your environment and notice how that environment makes you feel. Do you feel relaxed because you're sitting on the couch? Do you feel really stressed because you're driving and you're in the middle of traffic? What's happening in your environment? Pay attention for a moment. Just bring your awareness here. Now, if we've tuned into our body, if we've tuned into our environment, the third thing we want to do, this is where the food comes in, we want to tune in to the food itself. So what I want you to do with the food, for me, I'm just going to look at the wrapper. This might feel strange, by the way, and that's totally okay. But I'm just going to look at the wrapper. I'm going to look at it. I'm just going to look at it. I want to bring my attention and awareness to it. How many times do we actually look at the Oreo cookie versus just shoveling it in our mouth? How many times do we actually look at the popcorn versus just shoveling it in our mouth? Do you study your food? Again, this just takes a second. We're just doing this for a second. Just going to look at it. Look at the ingredients. I don't know if I want to eat it. Okay, next thing I'm going to do here, again, for me, I'm going to actually look at the food. So I'm looking at the actual bar itself. So all I want you to do is just bring your awareness to what you have for food. Just slow down for a second. You don't have to eat it. Now, as the food is out, what I want you to do is I want you to cue into your body. What's happening in your body right now? Are you salivating? You've noticed like maybe the craving is building a little bit. Maybe you don't even want it because you're just like, you know what, I don't really even want this. I just ate. I don't really want to eat a Charleston Chew at this time of the day. So just tune in what's happening inside your body. Second thing I want you to pay attention is, what are some of the thoughts? What are some of the thoughts that you're having? What are some of the thoughts around food? Or this little piece of candy or whatever you have there? What are some of the thoughts? What emotion is present right now? Again, we're just building awareness. What emotion is present? Okay, so now we're just seeing, we're feeling. And the fourth part is to actually bring the sensation of the food into our body and pay attention. So the first thing I'm going to do, again, this might feel really strange and that's totally fine. You're allowed to feel weird about this. Smell it. Just notice it. Notice what it does to your body. When you bring your sensations and your senses to the food, what do you notice? What do you notice? Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bite. Now, really important, I'm not going to take a whole bite and just try to eat it as fast as possible. All I want to do is take this little candy, whatever that snack is for you, and together we're going to take a bite and then we're going to put it down. Okay? So again, I'm going to take a bite. And pay attention to the chewing and the sensation of the food. So what does it taste like? What are the textures? And just pay attention. But now. What do you notice? I should have picked a less chewy food. What do you notice about the food? Maybe the first flavor or the second flavor. Maybe how you chew it. And then when you swallow it, what do you notice? Now pay attention to your body. Now pay attention to your thoughts. What's present? Do you actually want more? Or do you feel satisfied? Just pay attention. Notice maybe the lingering flavor in your mouth. What's happening with your salivation? Cue in, like, am I actually hungry right now? Do I really want another bite? How'd that taste? What's going on? Okay. Now I'm going to do, again, same thing. What I invite you to do is take a second bite, but this time really like savor the flavor. Savor the flavor and try to make it last 10 seconds, right? So just slow down. I'm going to not talk through this, but notice what you notice. So again, I got my incredibly chewy Charleston chew.
The thing or the nothing break over. After you get by it.
What'd you notice? Do you feel like you've had enough? You're still physically hungry, or are you emotionally hungry? What I invite you to do right now is just build some awareness. So I'm going to put some questions up here you can jot down and reflect on. But notice, hey, first, what happened in my body? What did I notice while I was eating? Were there any thoughts that were present? Were there any emotions that were present? What was happening in your body in this moment? And what I would invite you to do is see this as a practice. So again, the 4 steps are pay attention to your body. Breathe in. Notice what's happening. Notice what's happening in your environment. Bring your awareness through your eyes and your senses to the food. And then slow down and enjoy the food.
Okay.
One of the things I tell our clients is that you usually only enjoy the first and last bite of any meal. So if you think of maybe experience you've had where we've had like 3 pieces of pizza or maybe a little bit more, usually the first bite is what turns you on. You're like, oh my God, like that first bite was just so good. And then you keep eating, and you're like, oh, these are pretty good. But you get to that like last bite. And that last bite, you're like, okay, this is the last bite, I promise. And you savor it. You eat slower. You maybe even turn that last bite into 3 bites. And what's great is through the exercise that we just did, you can turn a simple little candy or a simple bag of chips or whatever it is, 1 piece of pizza, into enough. And the way you do that is you slow down. You become present. You tune into what's happening, and then you find a healthier way to meet your emotional needs. And so for some of you right now, you might say, well, I still feel emotionally something. The only bridge I would give you is to find a healthier way to meet your emotional needs. So if you're eating for connection, connection can be there with or without the food. Or connection could be there with food, but just enjoyed more mindfully. If you're eating because you're stressed, remember the body is the gateway to calm, to relaxation, back to homeostasis. And so I would give you a simple breathing exercise. Can you notice your breath? Can you notice what's happening in your body? Obviously, there's the mental piece of what are you focused on and what do you need to focus on in order to come back to this moment. If you're focusing on everything that's wrong, you're going to continue to feel anxious. If you focus on this moment and just being here with me for a moment, you might find that you come back, right? You might find that it's easier. And so I'll give you this. This is the starting point, and this is a practice. So again, tune into your body, tune into the environment, tune into the food, tune into the sensations. And the more that you do that, the more you start to bring your awareness to whether you're physically hungry or emotionally hungry. Physical hunger, you can solve with nutrient-dense food. You can solve by having a meal. Emotional hunger, if you don't find a healthier way to meet your emotional needs, you'll continue to struggle. So again, use this practice, tune in, build your awareness without judgment, without shame, and go and practice. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know below what you get from this, what's your insight, and how are you going to use it going into the rest of this week. I'm going to enjoy this final bite after we wrap up, but I hope this is helpful. I appreciate you being here, and I'm looking forward to hearing how this simple practice starts to change the way you approach food in your day-to-day life. Go and use this tool, and now go out and conquer your day. Cheers.